fourth time in 2 days, we welcome you back to Busch Stadium in St. Louis. It's the back end of a day-night doubleheader for the second straight day. Reds and Cardinals straight ahead here on Fox Sports Ohio. And hi again, everyone. Alongside Chris Welsh, I'm Jim Day. Thanks for joining us for Reds baseball. No way around it. It's been a tough stay here in St. Louis, including 2 straight bitter losses in walk-off fashion at the hands of the Cardinals. And you know, the boys in the pregame show tried to change up the luck by switching sides, so we might as well keep with the symmetry.
Well, we all are one big team,
we
right?
are.
So let's give it a little switch right now. I'll just sneak right over here. And
there we go.
All that bad luck right out the window.
Right away. And Luis Castillo, a good guy to have on the hill in that fashion as well.
Well, maybe you don't need a lot of luck with Castillo on the hill, but it depends really on when he pitches, because he's been somewhat inconsistent, although by far one of the best pitchers around. I mean, I guess we're beginning to split hairs here when you're looking at Luis Castillo and you're saying, oh my goodness, had a bad outing on August 16th, had another bad outing back there in July. For the most part, he's dominating. Even on games when he gets off to a bad start, he's shown the ability to come back, get it all done like he did his last game out against the Marlins, gave up 5 runs. But what aces do, they hang around and they get the win.
Lucky shirts, lucky hat, whatever you got. Rally cap, put it on. We need it. It's the Reds and Cardinals coming up here on Fox Sports Ohio, the finale of 4.
4 of the weekend with the Cardinals. So August is coming and gone, and it is now September. What does that mean? We take a look back at August and all the superlatives that happened in August. It is our Elk and Elk storyline for tonight as we look back at the team leaders in the month of August. At batting average, Iglesias at .359, Barnhart in doubles. Aquino had an unbelievable month with 14 homers and 33 RBI, 4 wins for Gray, and .074 Ernie as a starter, and Robert Stevenson 0.00. And of course, we're now going to start with our play number 5. And we start off with Kevin Gausman against this team, the St. Louis Cardinals. He throws an immaculate inning. It was just the 5th in Reds history. He becomes the 7th player in Major League Baseball history with 2. Sandy Koufax, Nolan Ryan, Randy Johnson, Max Scherzer, and Chris Sale add Kevin Gausman to the list. 9 pitches, 3 up, and 3 down. That, my friends, you don't get any better than that. All right, can the Reds get any luck tonight? They sure hope so. Let's head back upstairs to Jim and Chris, guys.
Thank you very much. Gorgeous night for baseball. Here at Busch Stadium version 3, David Bell will line them up like this. There are a lot of question marks as to who would start in Game 4 in 2 days. And a few guys in there that have played and started in all 4. It's our Furniture Fair lineup for the Reds. Senzel will lead off. Votto, Suarez, and Van Meter have started all 4 games. Galvis, Iglesias, Kurt Casale, Phillip Ervin, and Luis Castillo pitching and batting 9th. And they will face 27 years of age, Daniel Ponce de Leon.
Had a little bit in the major leagues last year. De Leon did 4 starts, 11 games overall. This is his 8th start here. Spent a lot of time down in AAA. He's pitched pretty good ball both places so far this season.
First pitch swinging is Senzel. Fighting the sun is Harrison Bader. And he gloves a quick out number 1. If you remember back last year, July 23rd, it was Daniel Ponce de Leon who made his major league debut, and what a debut it was. 7 innings, no hits, no runs. He did walk 3 and struck out 3. He became the first Cardinal and one of 5 pitchers since 1961 to carry a no-hitter through 7 innings at his MLB debut. It ended up being a no decision. The 1-0 pitch to Joey Votto. And for Ponce de Leon, he will be working with battery mate Andrew Kisner tonight, as Molina started only 1 game of the doubleheader yesterday, and the same thing here today. Awkward swing from Votto. And it's a ball and 2 strikes.
That's one of those situations where it's dark around home plate, dark around the pitcher's mound, and very bright in the batter's eye, where the batter looks behind the pitcher to try to get depth perception, see the spin on the ball. Out there in center field is where we're talking about. And when that's glare, and that's really glary, very hard to pick the ball up.
High fly ball to left. O'Neill back to the track, circled around it. 2 outs. Here's your forward defensive lineup for the Cardinals. O'Neill, Bader. Already have action in this one. Fowler in right. Carpenter, DeYoung, Wong. Ravello at first base. No Paul Goldschmidt. And Andrew Kisner behind the plate. And Kisner, a rookie, was one of the players added to the roster today. So you can expand the rosters here on September 1st. And apparently Matt Wieters, who's normally backup catcher for the Cardinals, injured himself during last night's game, injured a left calf while running the bases in the 7th. And appears to be unavailable today. Cardinals called up 2 catchers, not only Kisner, but Joe Hudson. 1-0 pitch to Suarez in game 1 of this doubleheader today. Joined the 40 home run club, did Eugenio. A new career high, and every home run he hits from here on out will increase that career high. On his quest to get to 100 RBIs as well for the 2nd straight season. Wind up in the 1-1. And here's that home run, dead center field for Miles Michaelis. Just out of the reach of Harrison Bader. And now the single season record holder as far as home runs from the 3rd base position, surpassing the great Tony Perez. And it's a 1-2-3 first inning for Ponce de Leon. Cardinals coming up. Busch Stadium. And here's your Cardinals lineup, brought to you by Furniture Fair. Dexter Fowler back in the leadoff spot. Colton Wong did not play in game 1 earlier this afternoon. He's in there at second base. DeYoung, O'Neill, and Carpenter in the middle. Rangel Ravello at first base. Bader, Kisner, and Ponce de Leon. On the mound, Luis Castillo, hoping to right the ship.
Coming off of kind of an unusual outing even for Luis Castillo. He came out against the Marlins and he allowed 5 runs overall, 7 hits and a couple of walks, but he struck out 11. So in one way he was dominant, and another way he gave up some runs early. 3 of those earned runs came in the first 2 innings. But he rebounded, retired the next 10 of the 11 that he faced, and really settled down and got down to business.
He has had his struggles against the Cardinals this season. 3 2019 starts versus St. Louis, 1-1 record and a 5.51 ERA. But back on the 16th, it was the worst start of the season. He gave up career highs, 8 earned runs and 9 hits allowed in just 4 1/3. It's a 13-4 loss that day. Slow roller to Galvis. And they just get Fowler. Here's your defensive alignment for the Reds, brought to you by Ford. Van Meter back in left since Ellen center. Irvin gets to start in right for Aquino. Suarez, Iglesias, Galvis, and Votto around the infield, and Kurt Casale will take over the catching duties for Barnhart here in the nightcap. And now Colton Wong. Was coming off of a terrific month of August. Average up to 284 and a 368 on base percentage. Wong, a 364 batter off of Castillo, 4 for 11, a double and a home run.
You know, some teams try against Luis Castillo to go up there and look for the changeup, because when you get the 2 strikes, you're going to have about a 50% chance at least of seeing a changeup with 2 strikes on you. But even when you look at it, it doesn't necessarily prepare you for it, because it's got a lot of movement, kind of a loopy sinking movement that induces a lot of soft contact and a lot of ground balls. Oh, and by the way, when he does throw the fastball, it's at 97.
2-2 pitch. Iglesias.
Didn't like he threw it. That's what you call a change-up line drive.
I wasn't sure if I was going to refer to that as a looper or a line drive. How about a, what should we call that? We need a new name for that. 2-out batter is Paul DeYoung. So no Goldschmidt, no Molina, no Ozuna in the starting lineup. No Tommy Edman, who's been a Reds killer, for Mike Schilt here in Game 2 of the doubleheader. DeYoung just a .250 batter in 20 at-bats versus Castillo, but a couple of home runs and a double. And the 1-2 pitch.
That last pitch you just saw is a slider from Castillo, and it's probably the biggest advancement that he has made as far as his pitch execution this year, is incorporating that pitch into his repertoire. You know, it used to be basically for Castillo, fastball, changeup. He tried to throw a slider, really never was aggressive with throwing it over the plate, but he's become more and more comfortable with it, and it gives him an extra weapon against right-handed hitters.
Playoff pitch. Strike 3 called. That's the crew chief, Bill Miller, behind home plate.
Using that right arm.
Check out our award-winning lineup only at your Tri-State Chevy dealer. By Cincinnati Children's Hospital, changing the outcome together. By Furniture Fair, for style and flair, choose Furniture Fair. And by Skyline Chili, feeling good. It's Skyline time. Bunch of goose eggs on the board. Top of the second here from Busch Stadium. And Josh Van Meter, who has led off the first 3 games of this series, in the cleanup spot here. And swings and misses at the first offering from Ponce de Leon. Oh, 1 pitch.
Ponce de Leon has kind of got an interesting pitching repertoire. He throws a fastball about 70% of the time, and then his next favorite pitch is a cutter, which is kind of like a fastball, a few miles an hour less, cutting into left-handers. Occasionally he'll throw a curveball, and even less so a changeup. And boy, he had a crazy route to professional baseball.
You're not kidding.
Kid from southeast Los Angeles County, down in a little town called La Mirada, California. Came out of high school, and the Tampa Bay Rays drafted him, but he didn't sign because he was already enrolled to go to the University of Arizona. So he played for the Wildcats, and then after 1 year there, he didn't like how much playing time he was getting, so he moved on to Cypress Junior College in 2012. And after that season, the Reds drafted him, 38th round, 2012.
Coming in is O'Neill, and he has it for out number 1.
Well, once again, he did not sign, so he transferred again, this time to the University of Houston. So he pitched there in 2013. And following that season, the Chicago Cubs drafted him. Well, he didn't sign because they had some physical issues with his elbow. They didn't think his nerve placement was right or whatever it was. He decided to go back to school, but the NCAA had already ruled him ineligible. So he decided to enroll in Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University over on the east coast of Florida in Daytona Beach. And that's where he pitched in 14 games, won 9-2, and after the season, that's when the Cardinals drafted him 14th round, 2014.
And he became the first player to make the bigs out of that school. And really, Ponce de Leon, not only an unusual track to the major leagues, but he'll tell you he's lucky to be alive.
Yeah, well, we got into that story last year. We'll get into it again about how he was in the minor leagues. He was hit with a line drive in the temple and had swelling on the brain. Of course, they carted him off the field. They had him in intensive care for 2 weeks.
An emergency surgery to relieve bleeding on his brain.
And they really didn't think whether he was going to survive. I mean, it wasn't even a question of would he ever play again. It's,
right.
Will this young man ever survive? But his recovery was so quick and so complete within months, they were talking about him getting back on the field and doing baseball activities.
Made it back just 14 months after that injury and made his big league debut, which happened at Great American Ballpark. The scars and a small dent still remain in his head. It's a permanent reminder.
I want to say the last year when he pitched, didn't he wear a special cap that seemed to have more padding on? It doesn't look like that's a different cap. May have a liner on the inside for all I know, but I thought he had a kind of an experimental safety cap that he wore. Keeps firing fastballs in there, and Galvis keeps spoiling them.
Count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Freddie Galvis. Out to get it is Kisner and can't handle it. May 9th, 2017. And this is a scary moment.
That was Victor Caratini of the Cubs in a minor league game. And at that point, it did not look good at all for De Leon, or Ponce de Leon, but you know, what a feel-good story as it all ended up.
Oh, yeah.
And you didn't finish the story about when after he pitched his debut against the Reds in Cincinnati, did not give up a hit.
Right. Reds came back and won that game, didn't they?
Well, he was sent down to the minor leagues the next day.
Yeah. And here is Iglesias, a little punch job to right. Reds have something brewing here in the second. First hit off of Ponce de Leon. So an E2 and now a base hit, and the batter's Kurt Casale. Yes, I historically took a no-hitter into the 7th and rewarded by being sent back down.
Here's your bus ticket.
Harsh, harsh business.
What have you done for me lately?
Well, that's how rich the Cardinals have been in pitching. And they continue to feel the effects of those riches. They have won via pitching. There's no doubt how they have won. And they enter tonight's play with a 3.5 game lead over the Cubs, who lost again today to the Brewers. Mighty impressive run. Winners of 12 of 14. 18 of their last 22. Best winning percentage in all of baseball since the All-Star break. Season high 17 games over 500. The All-Star break, an even up 500 team. 2 games back of the Cubs. Since then, 32-15. 38 comeback wins, tied for most in the National League. And that bottom one, you get that done with pitching. That record with scoring just 3 runs or more. Most of the time when we put up stats like that, when you score 4 or 5 runs or more, your record is off the charts. But 3 runs or more.
Well, you know, you still, though, I was a non-believer coming in here. You know, leaving Miami, coming into St. Louis. I know that the Reds had doubleheader planned. Didn't know we were going to have doubleheaders back-to-back days. But, you know, I know this roster, and I don't think these guys are that good. I'm wondering, well, how are they getting it done? And now, you know, as we get ready to leave St. Louis for the last time, you wonder, I'm still not sure how they get it done, but they're getting it done. Come from behind wins, clutch hitting. He sent a runner in motion in the 7th inning of that last game earlier today. Jose Martinez, who had no business stealing a base, but he did. And he barely beat the throw. And it was just one of those little extra things that helped them over the top.
Bill Miller rings up Casale.
Might be a swing to bat kind of evening here.
So far, the strike zone wide. First punch out for Ponce de Leon.
Hey, remember, only part of the baseball has to cover the plate, not the entire baseball. So if it's on the edge, it's a strike.
And that's the same thing at the top of the strike zone, correct? The edge of the letters, I guess.
Well, edge of the midway point between the top of the shoulders and the top of the belt when the batter makes his swing. So every batter has a different height to the zone. That's one of the tougher parts for umpires to figure that part out.
One 0 to Phillip Ervin. I had the 1-1 pitch. Another strike. Perfectly placed. Cardinals finding ways to win, and on the flip side, Reds much more interesting to watch this year, but what's been frustrating is they're 19-30 in 1-run games. 31-run losses. Two on, 2 outs. Ervin, fair ball. Galvis on his way to home. And the Reds strike first.
Pointing to how he did that, but we'll take it every time because he had the defense moving to the right. He hits it right down the first baseline, past the bag, and scores a run right here. So the Reds pick up 1 in the top of the 2nd inning. Good stuff right there by Ervin. He'd like to figure out how to do that more often. So the error comes around to score.
Fish up high and outside to Luis Castillo. Castillo still seeking his first RBI in 2019. Has one 90 feet away. Carpenter loves it on the short hop. Reds get a run and lead 1-0.
Live or on demand with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to stream live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. All right, moment number 4 of August. Back to Miami we go. August 27th. Eugenio Suarez at third base. Look at this. 2 steps in the foul territory. He jumps and throws and gets Garrett Cooper in the 3rd inning. What a beautiful play. Luis Castillo says, thank you very much, Suarez.
He put on a show in front of family and friends in South Florida, where he makes his off-season home and where his parents got a chance to see him live and in person from Venezuela. I thought it was cool during that series where one of the home runs he hit, his wife asked him to hit a home run. And she normally just says, hey, play a good game for me. She never asked for a home run. Well, on this particular day, she said, hit a home run for me in front of your family. Suarez hit a home run. One of 40 now in 2019. Happy wife, happy life. It was a 1-2-3 first inning for Luis Castillo. And Tyler O'Neill, and that is a case of having him played perfectly. Right at Galvis. 4 up, 4 down for Castillo. And here comes Matt Carpenter to the plate. Average just at 217. So Carpenter at the top of Cardinals lineup so many times. Numbers way different here in 2019. Although the numbers career versus Castillo off the charts. Well, back on the 16th when the Cardinals hung 8 runs on Castillo. Was hitless that day. A ball and 2 strikes to the Cardinals' third baseman. Two and two.
Now, the one thing that the Cardinals have really missed with Carpenter is his home runs. I mean, he hit 36 last year, 23 the year before that. He's sitting on 12 right now, so he's got a really good chance of missing the 20 mark in home runs for the first time since 2014. Did he?
Peel, yes. Chris Conroy rings him up. Oh, yeah. Hitter's got that down, man, trying to.
I don't know. He may have the off season to work on that a little bit. You know a good acting coach?
I actually do.
Well, of all people, why did I ask you?
I actually do. However, I know that you didn't need one. We talked about this in game one earlier. The acting of Chris Welsh. That commercial with Arroyo. Not easy to cry on camera.
When you got a star that you're working like Arroyo next to, then makes it all very easy.
Well, nothing melts you. The man and a guitar. How about Castillo? Strikes out back-to-back batters. 6 up and 6 down.
For our T-Mobile connection to the game. How about Jeremy Jeffress? What a year he had last year. Designated for assignment by the Brewers. 3-4 with a .502 in 48 games. And the Yankees scored 5 of the final 2 innings. Brett Gardner and Mike Ford go back-to-back in the 9th for the 5-4 walk-off win. And Ryan Zimmerman, 2-run homer in his return from the IL. And the Nationals, 9-3 win over the Marlins. Like they need any more offense with Washington. Wow.
It is stunning to see where Jeremy Jeffress was last year. He was so critical to the Brewers' march into the playoffs, through the playoffs. And all of a sudden now designated for assignment. He's on the injured list. Usually don't see that. It's rare that they'll usually let a player come back from injury. And he's on the injury list, cannot pitch with a hip injury, and they just decided that, hey, he's not going to come back, for us at least, and we're going to turn him loose. Ball and 2 strikes to count on Nick Senzel. Outside, 2-2. Full count to the Red center fielder. Payoff pitch. And a walk to Senzel.
I'd like to see that a little bit more out of Nick, actually, as a leadoff hitter. And if they're going to use him there more, he's got a tendency to really be ultra aggressive early in the count. And, you know, the idea of the leadoff hitter is not to see a lot of pitches, it's to get on base. But sometimes, you know, you can size up the pitcher a little bit better when you're a little bit less aggressive up there. And I think the more experience he gets, that will come with him.
I know that he personally likes hitting in the leadoff spot.
Well, I mean, most guys do when they have the choice of being either in the leadoff spot or like the 6th or 7th spot.
Yeah.
Now, if you're number 1 or number 2 or number 3, maybe like Barry Larkin, you know, he was at the time that he was with the Reds towards the end of his career anyway, he was the best leadoff hitter, best number 2 hitter, and best number 3 hitter. I don't think Senzel is there.
So we'll get Senzel to second base. Runner in scoring position for Suarez. Suarez flied out to center field his first time up. Ponce de Leon with a long high hold. Broken bat. And play at third base. And safe.
Somehow he got around the tag. Taking a big-time chance right there. Senzel has that ball hit to his right. Rule of thumb, runner on second base, when the ball's to your right, you stay. When it's to your left or right at you, you go to third. But he's trying to beat it, and then he beats the tag as Carpenter just gets himself kind of out of position right there. You know, it's one of those things where Carpenter was trying to get, I think, out of the way of Senzel as he was going to third base so that he would not be called for obstruction if he runs into him and, you know, he's not fielding a thrown ball or ground ball. Anyway, the Reds catch a huge break right there.
And we'll see if they can take advantage of it. First pitch strike to Van Meter. First and third, 1 out. Oh, and 2. Van Meter a bit frustrated. I think he'd like to have that one back.
Van Meter looking to put the ball in play. Ponce de Leon looking to strike him out.
Oh, 2 pitch in the air. Hit well. And well enough to get Senzel home from third. 2-0 Reds on the sacrifice fly RBI from Van Meter.
So the little bit of daring do on the base pass works out for the Reds and Nick Senzel.
Job by Van Meter. Put it in play deep enough. His 19th RBI. A few boo birds ring down on Galvis after earlier today when he had some words with starter in game 1 for the Cardinals, Miles Michaelis.
Well, Michaelis actually had the words for him.
Yeah.
And it was because Galvis pranced across the mound on his way back to the dugout after hitting a pop-up. An unwritten rule in baseball is stay off the mound if you're not a pitcher.
Oh, those unwritten rules.
Yeah.
You know, one of these days, I'm going to write down the unwritten rules because there's a lot of them. Don't you think we need an actual list?
I think there are some books out there that already tried to list them.
Galvis foul ball.
I would love to hear your version of it, though.
Yeah. I go against the trend.
Here's what happened. Galvis had just popped out. It's like, get off my lawn.
Galvis is like, what? Really? I'm not even sure Galvis realized what he did. Both benches actually empty. There were just a few words exchanged. No fisticuffs, just some words. Down goes Galvis here, but the Reds get another and lead 2-0. Family Day destination every Sunday home game this season thanks to Klosterman Bakery. Hey, get down with your bad self. You can get half-price Reds tickets. Lots of things to do for the kids. See the Reds in action and save for tickets. Visit Reds.com. And the Elks are having a good time. Oh, yeah. Love it. Bader, Kisner, Ponce de Leon due up for the Cardinals. Castillo's retired all 6 batters he's faced. He has fanned 3. And the 1-1 pitch up and in. A 96-mile-per-hour heater at the grill. The 2-1. And a walk to Harrison Bader, first base runner for the Cardinals. Johnson charting every pitch. And Castillo, for the first time, will work from the stretch. Kisner in 13 games, a 190 batter, a home run and 4 RBIs. He batted .276, 12 home runs, 34 RBIs in 66 games for Memphis. And one of the September call-ups here earlier today. Foul again. 0-2. Barnhart caught it. He catches about everything anyways.
Or at least blocks it.
I guess he wears his catcher's mitt 24/7. Oh, 2.
Kisner, originally from Virginia, ended up doing his college work at North Carolina State, where he switched from being a third baseman to a catcher.
Smart move.
After his sophomore year, yeah, and that's what opened the doors for him. Went up to playing Cape Cod that summer, did a really good job, threw out a lot of runners. And ended up being the Cardinals' 7th-round draft pick, 2016.
One ball and 2 strikes, the count to Andrew Kisner. Lifted the left, hit well. To the wall, Van Meter out of here. And just like that, the game's tied at 2.
The Reds are going to take a look at that and wonder if there was perhaps spectator interference as a fan reached over. The local ground rule here, I'm not sure if a fan can actually interfere because there's a section where the stands are, but it's set back a little bit from the home run fence. There will be no review.
Second home run of the season for the rookie Kisner. And a brand new ball game, as they say.
What really hurts that is a walk to the batter right before.
Yep. first out of the inning.
You know, sometimes when you have a hitter who's not really a star major league hitter, and you throw a slider and you're thinking, all right, I'm going to fool him on a slider. But if you hang it there and he catches that slider out in front of home plate, you can get yourself a nice cheap home run. This is what Kisner does right here. Gets enough of it, obviously, to barrel it out of here. But those little breaking balls that are caught out in front of home plate, those can result in disaster fly balls for pitchers. That's why when you miss with it, you want to miss down and away and not down and in.
It's the 20th home run given up this season by Castillo. He had just a spectacular first half of 2019 that resulted in his first All-Star game appearance. Coming into tonight's game, second half totals, the record's good at 5-2, but the ERA up to an even 5. Second half and 9 starts coming into tonight's play.
You know, sometimes I wish that Luis Castillo's changeup wasn't quite as good as it is. That may sound funny, but what I mean is that rather than a swing and a miss, I'd just rather see some soft contact. Like that pitch right there is a perfect example. You get a 3-1 pitch, you throw a really good changeup, the hitter thinks he's all over it, but instead of swinging and missing, how about a nice little, 20 hopper to the second baseman, and you get out of the inning.
And the second walk of the inning surrendered by Castillo. The batter is Colton Wong. And a fair ball down the left field line. Fowler on his way to third base. That ball will rattle around, and Fowler will score easily. On his way to third is Wong with an RBI triple. And the Cardinals have scored 3 here in the third.
This young man is a completely different hitter than what we saw earlier this year. He was trying to pull the ball, trying to hit home runs. Now, how many times in the last few weeks have we seen him slash a ball between the third baseman and the bag? He's one guy that you put an asterisk on that chart and say it's time to update the defensive chart because he's just a different guy right now.
You are right. He has been a master at it. And for Wong, his third triple of the season. And RBI number 54.
Little pep talk that Luis Castillo is getting from Derek Johnson, and Johnson and David Bell know that they need him out here for many innings today. They've got to ride Castillo. And you give up a few runs in this inning, not that big a deal. Very similar to what happened in Miami, where he gave up 3 in the first 2 innings. He ended up holding on to give up 5 runs overall, struck out 11, and ended up getting the win. But they need that kind of effort again.
Infield in for the Reds. 3 runs have been plated. Runner on third base. Still only 1 out. One ball and 1 strike. The count on Paul DeYoung. Fastball misses low. 2 balls and a strike. 2-1 pitch.
Young was probably wondering what the heck happened to him. He's bleeding down his left arm right there. He had a little quick conversation, looked like with Kirk Casale about that.
Swing and a miss.
He'd go get a Band-Aid on it.
4th strikeout for Castillo, 2 outs. It's more than a Band-Aid.
You know you're throwing hard when the batter's arms start bleeding.
Something I know you've dreamed of over the years.
I just wanted to break my first pane of glass.
Quickly 2-0 to Tyler O'Neill. Reno.
You know, at this point, it looks like Castillo's just throwing a lot of pitches that are just maybe nibbling at the plate, maybe giving these guys a little bit too much credit. That changeup is good, but it's got to look like it's a strike coming out of your hand.
Needs a strike and gets it. O'Neill returned from the injured list yesterday. He was dealing with a wrist injury.
Yeah, he went on that list in the very beginning of August. They thought he was only going to be on there for about a week, and he ended up being on for a month.
3 walks in the inning for Castillo.
He just looks a little bit out of kilter right now. Don't know if it's fatigue. Don't know if it's just one of those days. I mean, looked so good in the first 2 innings. He retired the first 6 he faced. He struck out 3 of them. But ever since the leadoff walk in this inning to Harrison Bader, he just looked a little bit off.
Threw 28 pitches to get through the first 2 innings. Has thrown 30 here in inning number 3. 3 walks, a home run, and a triple. Two of the walks have scored. The 0-1 pitch to Carpenter. The 1-1. There goes the runner from first, and he'll have to come back. Long at third. O'Neill at first. 2 outs. Castillo trying to get out of the third. Runner on the move again. Votto. 3 runs come plateward for the Cardinals, and they take a 3-2 lead. And by Kroger, it's easy to place your order online and pick up at the store. Try it today at Kroger.com. Pitch to Jose Iglesias up high. Iglesias, Casale, Irvin due up in the fourth for the Reds, now trailing by a run. Sharply pulled the third. One out. As you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the Hold True moment later in tonight's game. And the batter is catcher Kurt Casale. A strikeout victim looking back in the second. Oh, 1. 1-1. Ball and a strike to Casale.
Yeah, rare curveball for Ponce de Leon. If you've been really observant, and we watched that game last July when Ponce de Leon made his major league debut at Great American Ballpark, you may have noticed that he spelled his name differently on his uniform last year than he does now.
Sure did.
In fact, he changed that the legal spelling of his name over the winter. Used to be one word, Ponce de Leon, and now they've changed it into 3 words. Did that after consulting with his family and talked it all over and likes it better that way.
So that's the way that his father had it. Apparently goes back to his birth certificate. As a kid, his mom believes that it was put on his birth certificate as one word. In fact, he was quoted as saying, that's how my dad is originally, that's how it was in his family. That's how they originally had it. He's a family guy, and I want it to be how my dad had it. A sharp grounder right at a defender, 2 outs. Also another dream of his fulfilled this year. He underwent LASIK surgery. Got tired of wearing glasses.
Not as risky, I guess, for pitchers as it would be for hitters. And a lot of hitters have done it, and they feel like they're so much better off without having to worry about contacts and glasses and so on. But
said he was fine during the day. It was at night he was squinting to see the signs. He would actually cross up his catcher. He joked that Carson Kelly hated me because he didn't know what was coming half the time. Then he got glasses, started throwing strikes. Carson Kelly's like, okay, makes sense now. Two balls and a strike on Phillip Ervin. One pitch. Hammered to left. Fair ball. Ervin on his way to second base, in there with a 2-out double.
what good high ball hitter Ervin is. Good fastball hitter as well, although the first bat he got, the first hit down the right field line came off a curveball. This one a high heater. He just turns on it.
But if the Reds are going to do something here in the fourth, Castillo.
Didn't he have a couple of hits in his last outing?
believe he did. Let's look that up, oh wise one. He did indeed.
Yeah. Funny what you remember.
Couple of singles, scored a run. I think I dropped an oh wise one on you.
Yeah, you got the old part right.
Fowler backs and has it. Double man left, middle of the fourth. One-run game.
Cincinnati Reds. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cincinnati Reds.
All right, moment number 3 actually happened last night, and these plays are so good, we had to put a boat together. First, it was Aristides Aquino in right field as he goes to the wall to rob Goldschmidt of a hit. And then Senzel says, you know, you can do it, I can do it too. He slams into the center field wall to prevent a run off the bat of Harris and Bader. Both of them were okay and stayed in the game, but man, 2 great catches last night. Senzel got a big hug from Sonny Gray. Guys?
Sensational catch by Senzel, and believe it or not, hitting that padded wall at times worse than hitting that chain link fence that Aquino hit. There's some give in each, but there's concrete behind that padded wall, and Senzel really crashed hard into it. It's been a long couple of days here in St. Louis, and the Reds would love to escape tonight with something out of this 4-game set. Got out to a 2-0 lead, but a 3-spot off from Castillo at the bottom of the 3rd, and that's where we stand, 3-2. Here at the bottom of the 4th. And the batter is Rangel Ravelo. Ball and a strike on Ravelo.
Ravelo just called up today. He's had a number of appearances with the big league club so far this year. But the majority of the time has been down there in AAA. Their AAA franchises in Memphis. Had a good year down there, close to a 300 batting average in 95 games, but he's got Paul Goldschmidt on the depth chart ahead of him.
That's a tough lineup to crack. And for many years to come, that is, too. Barring anything unforeseen, Goldschmidt signing a long-term contract with the Cardinals. That's how Goldsmith, outside of game 1 of this series, in check. Galvis far to his left and can't get it. It's a leadoff base hit for Ravelo. You know, another special moment happened earlier today. Carlos Carrasco of the Indians, who earlier this season revealed that he's been battling leukemia, made his return in Tampa, gave up a run in an inning, but a really nice gesture by the fans down in Tampa. Very nice round of applause. when he came into the game and came out of the game. Carlos Carrasco making his way back.
Good for him and good for the Indians.
Bader, the line drive into left, and the first two have reached in the fourth.
That'll probably get him up and going down in the Reds bullpen, despite the fact that it's Castillo. He struggled so in the last few starts that they realize that he's just not the same guy that he was earlier when he was fully rested. Looks like he's giving a little bit extra effort on every pitch just to kind of finish those pitches. Maybe dig deep right here and get himself a ground ball.
In game one, the Reds used Robert Stevenson 2/3 of an inning. Amir Garrett faced two batters. And Lorenzen went an inning. Can they turn 2, 6, 4, 3, yes indeed. And Castillo needed that.
Now, as far as getting ground balls, Castillo gets a ton of them. We saw Dakota Hudson earlier in this series yesterday. But Castillo is right there. And the majority of those ground balls are actually coming on a changeup. He gets so many ground balls on that changeup. Sonny Gray gets a ton on his non-fastballs, which is all the variations of curveballs and sliders that he throws. It's a good list to be on. Recent study showed you have a much less chance of giving up a home run when the ball's on the ground.
That's a recent study.
Yeah.
Part of the new analytics.
Actually, no. My first ever pitching coach told me that.
And here's another one on the ground. And Castillo will get out of it.
Soundbite, special features, and the best Reds moments all season long. Follow along at Fox Sports OH. 3-2, Cardinals leading over the Reds, top of the fifth inning. And celebrating 150 years of Reds baseball, here is tonight's Geico historical moment. April 8th, 2013, right here at Busch Stadium with the game tied 4-4 in the top of the ninth inning. The Reds explode for 9 runs in a 13-4 win. The inning included 6 hits, 5 walks, an error leading to the 9 runs to spoil opening day for the Cardinals in front of one of the largest crowds in the stadium's history. Sin Soo Choo scored 2 runs and had a bases-clearing double in the inning. And oh, by the way, winning pitcher in that game, Fox Sports Ohio's own Sam LeCure. How about that, boys?
Nails. Sammy.
Do we have
Sammy.
a Ryan Hannigan spotting right there?
We did.
There
was a few memorable sights.
That was a really memorable game. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up, Pick.
Matt Sigafoos dialing it up down there. By the way, it's been a long 2 days, and easy for us to sit up here and call baseball. The men and women on the crew here, running the cameras, kudos to them. It has been rarefied air. Doubleheaders on back-to-back days. Our producer, Josh Hall. Those here, producers Matt Sigafoos, Lauren White. Director Brian Filippetti, Flip.
Our pre- and post-game crew.
And Dreamweaver, Ron Millenor, the ruggedly handsome Ron Millenor. Brian Giesenslaw, Sam LeCure, all the crew back in Cincinnati. Yes, it is their job, but normally we're not called upon this much baseball.
Our leader, Josh Hall, sets the bar very high. and we do never want to disappoint him in his expectations. It's actually been a fun couple days, although the results of the games have been just very disappointing. Gut-wrenching loss last night to go home on. Tough loss again today in the first game. But if you'd like a weekend packed full of baseball, this was it. I mean, it reminded me of, going to one of those youth tournaments and getting in the losers bracket.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, you're playing 3 games a day just to get through the finals. Difference, however, is that on Monday, you play more baseball games instead of going home and going back to school.
We'll be right back at it tomorrow afternoon. Phillies come to town for 4. Rarefied air. Last time it happened, last time the Reds and Cardinals did it in 1951. Reds at the Cardinals, 1940. Goodness. The last time overall, doubleheaders on back-to-back days, 1968 for the Reds. Senzel drives one to left field. Senzel will touch them all. Tie game.
Well, Senzel made an out on the very first pitch he saw in this ball game. Fly ball to center field. Last time he worked a walk after several foul balls. This time goes a little deeper in the count and goes deep into the Reds bullpen.
Number 12 for Senzel. And that new stance and that new approach, he wanted more power, and it showed on that at-bat.
And where this ball landed in the Reds bullpen, looks like somebody from the bullpen went over to get it, and then they had some kind of a ceremony. They all got around that ball, and I don't know whether they were doing a little dance or what, but
Like Romano came up with the ball.
no, that's no surprise. Fumble.
Let's check it out. What do we got going on here?
I'm not going to ask what that is, but
All right, we need an investigation. We need a full report.
I bet that was Lee Tunnell's idea. What do you think? There's Lee.
There's Lee. Actually, he looks a little disgusted by it all. Speaking of going back to school, I would suggest dance school. Fair ball down the right field line off the bat of Joey Votto. Votto's going to have to hustle to get to second, and he will. So, home run and a double here in the 5th for the Reds.
Yeah, maybe they're beginning to solve De Leon a little bit, or Ponce De Leon. Little sinking fastball right there that basically came right back over the plate for Votto.
And this will warrant a trip to the mound by the pitching coach for the Cardinals, Mike Maddox. Per usual, hand on shoulder for Maddox. Born in Dayton, Ohio, and Maddox himself originally selected by the Reds in the 36th round back in 1979, but didn't sign. Went on to attend the University of Texas, El Paso. Votto on second base, nobody out, and the batter, Eugenio Suarez. And it hit him in a bad spot. And he has had problems before getting hit on the hand. And a bunch of pain. Head athletic trainer Steve Bauman out to check on him. Oh, man.
Yeah. You know, those pitches that are just a little bit off the plate. And as a hitter, you're beginning to prepare to kind of go in there, and that ball just gets you on the back of the hand.
All right, he's going to leave the game. And frustration boiling over. Boy, you hate to see that, especially after the guy hit his 40th home run earlier today. Kyle Farmer will come into the game to replace Suarez. Had a legitimate shot, more than legitimate shot, to get to 100 RBIs again. And was climbing up the list in Reds history as far as home runs in a single season. And I just hope nothing is broken in there. April was taken away last year, and very similar in Pittsburgh. This one on the right hand. And that's going to be it for Ponce de Leon. Mike Schilt has already taken the baseball. It's our Skyline Chili call to the bullpen.
Clemson, that's where the Seattle Mariners originally drafted him. Came over here from Seattle. Been around the big leagues now 6 years, Leon. Mariners, Arizona, Toronto a couple of years ago, last 2 seasons here with the Cardinals.
Batters Josh Van Meter. First and second and nobody out. A golden opportunity for the Reds here. And we hope the best for Eugenio Suarez. One-oh pitch. Van Meter 1 for 4 in the front part of the doubleheader here today. A double, scored a run. And has driven in one of the 3 Reds runs. The sacrifice fly RBI in the third. Game 2 of the series, Van Meter led off the game with a home run, his first career leadoff home run. And now a 3-0 count. Freddie Galvis on deck. Three-one pitch. And another strike call by Bill Miller. 3-0 to 3-2.
Boy, 2 perfect pitches back-to-back on 3-0 and 3-1. What are the chances of him, after missing completely on the first 3, coming back and throwing a really good one like that? Basically, fastball cutter. Occasional slider and sinker, but most everything hard from De Leon, or from Leon.
Get your Leons mixed up, or your De Leon.
Dominic walks him.
There you go. Bases loaded and nobody out. Inning started with a Nick Senzel home run, a Votto double. Suarez hit by the pitch, but had to leave the game, and now a walk to Van Meter. And bases full of Reds. The first pitch to Galvis is a fastball in for a strike. Votto, Farmer, and Van Meter aboard. No balls and 2 strikes, the count on Freddie Galvis. And that'll reach the seats.
It's a good idea right there by the Cardinals. You get ahead of Galvis and you just try to run it right up the ladder. He's a guy that will chase a lot of pitches on a 2-strike count, very much like Jose Iglesias, player in the on-deck circle. The difference for Galvis, though, is that he has 7 home runs this year on pitches that are out of the strike zone. Timing is right.
0-2 again. Swing and a miss. And here comes Jose Iglesias. The Reds have 2 grand slams this season, both by Iglesias, May 27th. And then July 29th, both against the Pirates. Love to see that. However, a base hit will do just fine as well. The big cut, the 95-mile-per-hour heater. 328 batter career with the bases loaded. 7 for 11. This season. Leon with that high hold. And the 0-1 pitch.
Just seems like all of a sudden after he got to that 3-0 count, that Freddie Galvis Leon has all of a sudden kind of turned up the notches a couple of notches on that fastball of his.
The 0-2. Ground ball. And Iglesias on the ground ball. Fielder's choice will bring in a run, and the Reds have a 4-3 lead. So a back and forth affair. Reds got out to a 2-0 lead. Fell behind 3-2 and now lead 4-3.
Leon has led off every hitter with a fastball. See if Casale can get ready for one.
Time called.
Yeah. Until this time, of course, he leads off with a slider.
Center field, hit well.
Baby, get up.
Bader near the wall. Gave it a ride, did Casale. The Reds get 2, including Nick Senzel, his 12th of the season. And the Reds have retaken the lead. Presented by Prasco, and it's a good one. Jeremy Camp, Grammy-nominated singer and songwriter, will be live on the field after the Reds take on the Phillies. For tickets, visit Reds.com. Kyle Farmer stays into the game. He's at third base for Suarez. If we get any word on Eugenio Suarez, we'll of course bring it to you. Hit by a pitch on the hand. And it's the top of the order to face Luis Castillo for the second time. Will take the mound with a lead. And unfortunately, we have a fan on the field, which we will not show. And just wondering what they were holding up for. And quickly tackled to the ground, and will be off to jail, and I hope that was worth it. But we will not show it. .43 the score. In the bottom of the 5th, it'll be Fowler, Wong, and DeYoung. As the Reds trying to escape St. Louis with at least one victory.
Hey, you know what, Jim Day? Up and down either line, and we've been talking about them each night. Those are bouncers disguised as ball boys.
They did converge quickly. I got to hand it to them.
Right now.
Fowler did not even
painful at bat.
Run. Yes. And an odd swing and an odd result.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he hurt himself on the swing or hurt himself maybe in his legs trying to get out of the batter's box. Take another look here.
Yeah. 1-3 on the put out. Full balls and 2 strikes on Colton Wong. Last time up for Wong, it was an RBI triple. Over the glove of Castillo. Galvis off balance, not in time.
Once his ball gets by Castillo, and it always takes a funny hop when it comes off the hill like that. It's going to be a base hit. Colton Wong's probably asking himself from time to time when he gets home after these games, what took me so long to figure out that this was my game, not necessarily sitting back trying to hit the long ball.
And aboard with 1 out. And the first pitch down low to Paul DeYoung.
I'll tell you, I really liked Luis Castillo's fastball down around the knees way more than I like it when he tries to elevate it up out of the zone. Has a ton of movement down there. And he gets very few chases up above the zone. He gets very few called strikes at the top of the zone because his ball's kind of flat, and he gets very few chases up there. for a guy that throws as hard as he does.
Ball thrown away. Wong has his eyes on third base, and he'll get there. He'll get there standing up. A lot of ground in foul territory over there. And it's the second time today that the Reds pitcher has thrown it away.
Now, I think he didn't really even have that big of a lead. I think for the number of times you're going to pick off a runner at first base as a right-handed pitcher, especially a good runner like Colton Wong, you're bound to throw the ball down the right field line probably 3 times, 4 times for every pickoff you're going to have. Maybe even more than that. That changes everything here in this inning. A little scratch single moves to third on an error, and the infield has to play in.
2-base error on Castillo. And unfortunately, along with the losses in this series, it has not been a clean series defensively for the Reds, although they made some outstanding plays individually. Down goes DeYoung for out number 2. And that's a big strikeout for Castillo.
Serious pitches right there.
And now an out away from keeping the lead. O'Neill rips it, but foul right past Ron Pop Warner down there at third base, and Wong had to hit the deck. Goodness.
If you get hit in foul territory, all it does is hurt. If you get hit in fair territory, it hurts and you're out.
Double ouchie. Fastball just misses. Castillo thought that was a strike. Pitch count up to 86 for Castillo here in the 5th. Jammed him.
You know, Neal's not an easy guy to jam, but he chases a lot of pitches in off the plate. And Castillo's got a lot of run that way. You think you're on it, next thing you know, it's crawling up your arm.
2-2 pitch. Here comes the payoff pitch, and it's fouled straight back. Number 90 from Castillo, again fouled off. O'Neill spraying it all around. Count holds at 3-2. Three-two again. Swing and a miss. Castillo leaves the man at third through 5, 4-3 Reds.
Of the month candidates. Hey, you try to split these two apart. Sonny Gray, 6 starts, 4-0, 074. Jack Flaherty, 6 starts, 4-1, 071. Strikeouts almost the same. Opponent's batting average almost the same. Scoreless streak exactly the same. Man, it is going to be tough. We'll probably find out on Tuesday who the pitcher of the month is. Is it Sonny Gray or Jack Flaherty? You be the judge.
Pitcher of the month. Gray or Flaherty? We revealed our votes in game 1. Who do you think we voted for?
Sorry.
Oh, I'm not sorry.
Oh, that's a little better.
Total homer on the vote. Although the numbers, he deserves it.
Yeah, I believe you
Selected. Voted for Aquino, Player of the Month, and Rookie of the Month. In fact, we were total homers all the way across the board.
Including the relief pitcher of the month, which happens to be a guy with a 0.0 earned run average.
Phillip
Yes,
Ervin,
he did.
left field, and bye-bye.
Well, he greets a brand new pitcher with a long ball immediately. Hanging breaking ball for Phillip Ervin, launches it out of here, and the Reds are trying to add a little insurance to their lead. Bullpen's beginning to celebrate.
All right, let's see what we got down there. Oh, we're going with the same action.
Hey, it worked before.
Tried and true at this point. Now I have to know who came up with this.
Well, you'll be on the beat tomorrow, will you not?
Give it a shot tomorrow. I won't wait till tomorrow. It'll be after the game. Big cut by Castillo. Easy, big fella.
All right, well, if you had to speculate who came up with that idea, who?
Oh, let me see. Look down at the
where do you go with it? Maybe one of the new guys.
boy.
Romano. Is Bowman up?
Bowman's up. Romano's up. But I'm not so sure the new guys would come up with something. Urban's the one that put it in that territory. Not sure the bullpen was as excited as the guy that caught it. I don't know. I'm going with Garrett.
I don't know about that. I think I'm going with Romano. Big Sal.
Big Sally Pally. I don't know. We'll find out. It'll be someone that we don't think. Maybe it's Lee Tunnell.
The old guy's got a groove.
Sitting there stoically. Good man, Lee Tunnell.
Got one of the best baseball card pictures ever. We got to show that one night.
Which one are you talking about?
I'm talking about I think he was in a Pirates uniform. Had the big glasses on.
Votto rips it to right field for a base hit. Second straight hit for Votto.
Second straight time he's pulled the ball. Last night it looked like Vaughn was trying to hit everything to left field. Then he hit the home run, the dead center field, and 2 hits in tonight's ball game have both been pulled to right.
And here comes Mike Maddox to the mound, hand on shoulder. And now a quick message from Miami Valley Gaming.
Get ready to get lucky at Miami Valley Gaming.
Two-out batter Kyle Farmer, who replaced Eugenio Suarez in this game after being hit by a pitch on the hand. Mike Myers from my neck of the woods. Farmer fouls it back and out of play. Grove City, Ohio, Mike Myers, just south of Columbus. You're right about the Lee Tunnel card, the Pirates card. We got to get that one on the air. As the lefty calls it up. What year was that? Good. But Kent to Colby a run for his money.
Yeah.
2-1 pitch to Farmer. The 2-2. Grounded to the right side. Easy play for Wong. But the Reds add to their lead. Phillip Ervin, number 5. Fireworks Fridays. Reds take on the D-backs. Stick around for the fireworks show after the game, presented by Adams Recovery Center. For tickets, visit reds.com/150. 5-3 Reds after Phillip Ervin goes Yad in the 6th. And Ervin, don't look now, it's your favorite lefty. Will be on cycle watch. Single, double, home run for Ervin. He's driven in 2 of the Reds' 5 runs. Castillo still on the hill.
Very reminiscent, or reminds you anyway, this outing by Castillo of what he did in his last outing against the Marlins. You know, it wasn't really pretty. Labored to get through a few innings, but at the end of the night, he ended up on top, and that's bottom line here. Reds trying to get out of St. Louis with 1 victory.
Castillo's given up 5 hits. He has struck out 6 and has walked 3. 3 of those walks came in the 3rd inning, which the Cardinals got all 3 of their runs.
Bullpen action has Kevin Gausman, right-hander throwing.
Two pitch. Just got a piece. Swing and a miss. That is the third consecutive batter that Castillo has fanned.
And that runs a total up to 7. Changeup after changeup after changeup. And Carpenter chases and goes down.
Want to know the count on Rangel Ravelo. Ravello, excuse me, 1 for 2. Singled his last time up, but was stranded. 2 hopper to Galvis. 2 outs. And even 100 pitches for Castillo. First pitch to Harrison Bader's outside. (1-0) the dirt. Pitch. 3-0.
Yeah, it was the 4-pitch walk to Bader that got it all going there in the 3rd inning, followed by a home run by Kisner. They added another run on after a walk and a triple. See if Castillo can come back here.
Fastball right down the middle. Got plenty of giddy up on that fastball. 3-1 pitch. Back to back at 97. Easy gas.
Yeah, and on the outside corner too. I like the spotting.
Now the payoff. Do the 3-2 again. Swing and a miss.
Beautiful pitch.
Through 6. Reds with the lead. Phillip Ervin down the right field line. RBI in the 2nd. Andrew Kisner, though, 2-run home run off of Castillo. Colton Wong later in the 3rd. RBI triple down the left field line. Nick Senzel, the leadoff spot here tonight. Home run number 12. He scored twice. And Phillip Ervin, his 5th home run of the season, and no doubter to left. 5-3 Reds here in the top of the 7th. Van Meter slices it to left. O'Neill there for out number 1. Mike Myers still on the hill for the Cardinals. Myers, as we said, an Ohio product. Grove City, Ohio, via Ole Miss. Round draft choice of the Cardinals back in 2013. was not at all pleased with that call. There's some chirping coming from, and he tosses David Bell. Tossed somebody. Bill Miller with a short hook. And it might be Turner Ward.
Well, Turner looked like he grabbed his little file or whatever he has down there, maybe clipboard, and headed right up in the dugout steps.
And usually you see a little bit of time where an umpire will give any dugout, like, okay, that's enough, that's enough. That was very quick.
Well, unless there's already been a little bit jawing back and forth that we're not aware of. This is the pitch that got him in problem right there. Pitch number 2.
You could clearly hear Miller say, "Are you talking to me?" and then heave ho. Hold up. You talking to me? Jeff McCorrell, you're down there.
Yeah, Jim, it started with the first pitch to Van Meter. And Van Meter, after he came over here, I'm standing right next to Turner Ward, he said that first pitch wasn't even close. And Turner said, I know. Then after that second pitch you were just referring to, he yelled out, Turner did, that, come on, at least call him over the plate. And he said, are you yelling at me? And he said, I sure am. Call the game. We got to be standing out here just like you. And he said, that's enough.
Wow. Well,
what is that, 23 ejections now for Reds players, including manager?
Yep, something like that. But who's counting when it gets that high? I mean, it's been a boatload. I've been down there plenty to hear Turner Ward, and he is very, very vocal. But there's normally not the magic words that come out, if you know what I mean. Two balls and 2 strikes on Jose Iglesias. Iglesias is just up there to hack. The right field, right at Fowler. And a 1-2-3 7th turned in by Mike Myers. Stretch time at Busch Stadium.
This is basically the 6 starts that man right there made. Sonny Gray. Well, the numbers are off the charts. 0.74 earned run average in August. Second in Major League Baseball. Lowest by a Red starter since 1912. 4-0 in his 6 starts. 44 strikeouts. And oh, by the way, hitters hit just 142 against him. As we've talked about all night. That's number 2, but it's down to pitcher of the month between him and Flaherty of the Cardinals. Guys?
Big thank you very much. Bottom of the 7th, Castillo's night is done. Kevin Gausman into the game for the Reds.
Well, a really good performance by Castillo. You don't say great because those are kind of reserved for, really deep into a game, double-digit strikeouts. But they had Castillo on the ropes there in the 3rd inning, and he came right back in the 4th, gave up back-to-back base hits, and ended up getting out with the double play ball and really battled tonight. Really battled.
Struck out 4 of his last 5 batters that he faced. Through 107 pitches, 66 strikes. Now it's up to the bullpen, which has not been an easy road to hoe in this series. By the way, the Reds made an announcement that Eugenio Suarez hit on the left hand with a pitch. He will not be examined until the Reds go back to Cincinnati tomorrow. They need the swelling to go down and accurately examine his left hand. But we will have to wait till tomorrow. Aristides Aquino into the game. He's in right. And Phillip Ervin has moved from right field to left field. Aquino will bat in the 9 spot. He'll be due up third in the 8th. Pinch hitter here for the Cardinals is Jose Martinez. Martinez started game 1 of the doubleheader today. He himself was hit by a pitch near the elbow. He rips one to right at Aquino. Barely had to move a step. Two outs. That's back to the top of the order, Dexter Fowler. And first pitch to Fowler is in for a strike. Oh, and 2. One ball and 2 strikes. The count on Dexter Fowler. One-two pitch. Count holds at 2-2. With Suarez leaving the game and now Van Meter out of the game, I believe only Joey Votto has played every inning of this back-to-back doubleheaders for the Reds. Fowler fights another off. See if Votto's in the lineup tomorrow. It's a day game in Cincinnati. Phillies come to town. Phillies the night game here tonight. So like the Reds, they will be arriving late night into Cincinnati. Strike 3 call. And a nice inning turned in by Kevin Gausman. To the 8th we go. All right, boys, thank you. We look forward to you putting a capper on this weekend. New pitcher for the Cardinals, the 4th of the night, is Junior Fernandez.
Now, Junior's only 22 years old, and this is his 4th different professional level pitching this year. Talk about rolling through the organization. Started out in Palm Beach, that's in the Florida State League, went up to Double-A, pitched 18 games there. All of these as a reliever, pitched 18 in Memphis, where he just dominated with a 1.4 earned run average. And here he finds himself in his 6th game in the major leagues. But the Cardinals don't mess around.
They do not. If they got a guy that they think has big league stuff, man, he is coming up. A combined 3-2 record, 11 saves, a 1.52 ERA, and 45 games in the minors this season.
And this is not some blowout game either. I mean, you know, he hasn't come in here in a tie game in extra innings, but I mean, this is fairly high leverage for a kid that started off the season, you know, riding buses in the Florida State League. Pick a spot for him, bottom of the order.
He struck out 80 batters in 65 innings in the minors. He was one of the September 1 call-ups today, as the Cardinals added 8 players to their active roster.
That was Mike Gersh we gave you a shot of in the window there, the Vice President General Manager of Baseball Operations here. John Mozeliak is the President of Baseball Ops. He was the General Manager previous to Gersh. There's Mozeliak.
1-1 count on Phillip Ervin, who is 3-bagger away. Single, double, home run for Ervin in this game. And obviously the triple, the hardest part of that cycle to get. But who do you think leads this team in triples? That would be Phillip Ervin. He's got 6 of them in limited playing time. Last time up, it was home run number 5. Got that bullpen dancing again. I think I may have figured out what that dance is, by the way. Could be wrong.
That was pretty quick.
Well, I have some people out there doing the investigating. Urban, ground ball, fielded by Carpenter.
Looks like something you would dance to when the offbeat rock group, the Mummies, come to town.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's the Spinal Wave. Now, I might be wrong on this, and they might be doing this a la Lorenzen, who does such things. It's kind of an exercise. Spinal wave exercise. We'll find out. But they didn't look as graceful as Lorenzen, who is in the dugout after pitching in game 1. Available as a position player in this game. You think Aquino takes a cut? Swung out of his helmet.
Both of these young men are from the same hometown, big town actually, Santo Domingo, down in Dominican Republic. Aquino a few years older than Fernandez, but this is probably not the first time they've met.
1-1 pitch. Check swing, appeal. Chad Whitson. 2 strikes.
Fernandez with a nice little 3-pitch mix, topped off with a fastball that averages close to 97. Throws it only 42% of the time. That he goes with a lot of sliders and a lot of changeups.
The 1-2. Two pitch. Will count. Now straight back and into the seats. Count holds at 3-2 to Aristides Aquino. Phillies and Mets tied at 2. They're in the bottom of the 8th in Philadelphia. Those will be big games for the Phillies starting tomorrow. 4-game set. GABP. Called. Phillies 3.5 back coming into today's play in that second wild card spot. Although Cubs were holding the second spot, still holding the second spot, wild card race, but they lost again today to the Brewers. Down goes Aquino. Still 5-3 Reds. Tonight's Buick GMC key performer is Luis Castillo. 8th game this season with 7 or more strikeouts via the changeup. To put that in perspective, the rest of all of Major League Baseball with 4 in such category. 8 strikeouts overall, 6 innings of 3-run baseball. And Kevin Gausman on for a second inning of work. He had an easy time in the 7th, 1-2-3 inning. But we'll get Wong, DeYoung, and O'Neill due up here in the 8th. He's trying to hold on to a 2-run lead. Oh-2 pitch to Wong. Base hit left field. Wong continues his damage against the Reds, his 3rd hit of the game. And again, another one on the ground.
Boy, just taking it the other way. I mean, this opens the whole field for Wong. They moved the third baseman a little bit over to the bag this time because he hit it right down the line last time. What does he do? He hits it in the shortstop hole.
Now getting instructions from Stubby Clapp. What a baseball name that is. First base coach for the Cardinals.
Mayor of Memphis.
Stubby Clapp.
Stubby was the manager down there for the Memphis AAA team for a long time. He was a player down there.
And then you got Ron Pop Warner over at third. Gosman ahead, no balls and 2 strikes on Paul DeYoung. Oh, 2 pitch, swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Gosman.
And that's 4 of them for DeYoung tonight.
Now the batter, Tyler O'Neill.
Well, Gosman, that pitch that you're seeing him throw is a little splitter. Throws it in an unusual fashion. It's kind of a Foch splitter is what he calls it. Jams it between his middle finger and his index finger, but keeps his other one, his ring finger and his pinky finger up there alongside. See if we can get a look at him putting a grip on that ball. There it is.
One pitch. Blocked by Casale. The 2-1. Another block. Reds have big Joel Kuhnel warming up the pen. Farmer. This play will be the first. 2 outs.
Good play by Farmer. At this point in the ball game, you start getting outs. You're not worried about the runner getting to second base. His run at this point doesn't mean anything. It's basically the guy at the plate you want to keep off second base. So Farmer gets a sure thing right there. Nice little play across the infield.
And the 2-out batter is Matt Carpenter. Runner on second base, 2 outs.
And he'll be looking to jerk something out of here.
Awkward swing. No balls and 2 strikes.
Well, you've had 2 swings that looked, one was very late, the other was very awkward. You come right back with the fastball and where you try to fool him right here.
Got him. Nasty.
Nice job by Kevin Gausman. 2 innings of scoreless baseball. Off to the 9th we go. Experience amazing. By First Financial Bank, we put your success first. Learn more at bankatfirst.com, member FDIC. And by Toyota. For all your Toyota offers, visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. Join the Reds when they take on the Diamondbacks next weekend. A 4 for 48 ticket deal. 4 view-level tickets and 4 Reds hats for only $48. Reds.com/4 for 48 to get in on that great deal. Phillies for 4, Diamondbacks for 3. Coming up this week, a GABP. Top of the order for the Reds. Senzel, Votto, Farmer trying to add to a 5-3 lead.
It would be nice to get a runner or 2 for some insurance, for no doubt.
StatCast AI powered by AWS back in the 5th. Second longest home run for him this season, 422 feet. And he'll stare down a 1-1 pitch from Fernandez. Fernandez worked a 1-2-3 8th inning, struck out 2. Two-one pitch. And him out in front. 2-2. Look at it. 98 under the chin will get your attention. Three balls and 2 strikes on Nick Senzel. Ground ball to Carpenter. They just get the hustling Senzel. The first out here in the 9th. And here's Votto working on a 2 for 4 game. Double, single, scored a run. He's played every inning of back-to-back day-night doubleheaders. Oh, 1 pitch. Phillies have taken a 5-2 lead over the Mets. They are still batting in the bottom of the 8th. Bases clearing double for Scott Kingery. Broke a 2-2 tie. Hammered but foul. An announced crowd of better than 38,000. This is the makeup game from Friday's rainout. So the 38,665 paid attendance. I think everyone showed up here for the makeup game tonight. And per usual, good crowds all weekend. At least announced crowds. More than 44,000. 42,000, 43 plus, now 38,000. out to see their first place Cardinals. Ouch. 97-mile-per-hour fastball hits Votto. Boy, already have Suarez has left this game.
Boy, Fernandez wanted to hump up and throw that ball 190. And just held on to it too long. Got Votto on the outside of the shoe. Hopefully no damage there.
First pitch to Farmer. It's down and away. And a 1-0 to Farmer. 2-0. Reno. Pitcher spot due up next. Tucker Barnhart has made his way into the on-deck circle. .30 pitch. And a 4-pitch walk to Farmer.
Now things have fallen apart here a little bit for Fernandez, who breezed through the bottom of the order, 1, 2, 3 with a couple of strikeouts.
And here comes pitching coach Mike Maddox. Reds Live, the pregame edition. Set the table before every Reds game here on Fox Sports Ohio. First look at the lineups, pitching matchups, interviews, features, the award-winning Tech Talk, Tom's Tidbits, and more. It's presented by Ray St. Clair Roofing. They're trying to get some insurance here in the ninth. 2 on, 1 out. They're going to pull Votto out of this game. Michael Lorenzen into pinch run for him. Although Votto, I think that's to let everyone know I'm okay.
That's the fastest I've seen him run in a while.
I have never seen him run that fast. Not as fast as the guy that just came in to run for him, mind you, but you just never know what you're going to get from number 19. Suddenly, Fernandez cannot find the strike zone. Check him out. A little jog, look gingerly, and then into 4th gear. Might have been 5th gear for him. .2-0 to Barnhart. And a bit of a Bronx cheer as Fernandez gets the strike. Three and one. walk to Barnhart. So a hit batter and a back-to-back walks, and the bases are loaded. Let's see if Mike Schilt will make his way to the mound, and he will. That's going to be it for Fernandez. As he makes a call to the bullpen, John Brebbia has been warming up for the Cardinals. And the righty will come into the game. UCLA on Bearcats Insider with my good buddy Dan Horde and Tony Pike this Wednesday. Plus, they'll have a look ahead to the big showdown in Columbus versus Ohio State. Tune into Bearcats Insider this and every Wednesday on Fox Sports Ohio, and you can stream it on Fox Sports Go. Bases loaded, one out. John Brebbia called out of the pen. Fifth pitcher of the night for Mike Schilt.
And he comes in a tough situation here with the bases loaded. Nowhere to put him for Brebbia.
And Alex Blandino, one of the September call-ups today. The pinch runner at first base for Tucker Barnhart. And you will see this a lot in the month of September. Particularly late in games. One and 0 to Freddie Galvis. High fly ball, center field. Lorenzen tagging. Bader gloves it. Throw to the plate and out. What a play by Harrison Bader. Second big defensive play he's made this series. Lorenzen can run, and Bader fielded it perfectly. And a perfect strike to the plate to gun down Lorenzen.
For the month of August, we'll take your pick. Aristides Aquino, 14 home runs. Pick any one of them. Tied for the most by a Red in any month. It's the most by a National League rookie in any month. He led the National League with 33 RBI. He holds a Major League record for quickest to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 home runs. And he's the first rookie to ever homer in 3 straight innings. Aristides Aquino took Major League Baseball by storm in the month of August. Jim?
He certainly did. A month to behold and a month for the record books. All right, bottom of the 9th. Changes for the Reds. Blandino stays in. He's at third. Farmer moves from third to first. And Raisel Iglesias on the hill in a save situation. And has fallen behind the pinch hitter, Tommy Edman. 2 balls and no strikes. 3-0. Iglesias needs a strike and gets it.
There are a lot of people crossing their fingers right now in that Reds dugout and bullpen, and probably in front of their TV sets with Fox Sports Ohio on. Need to get this guy back on track.
There was a stinging loss last night. Pinned on Iglesias. His 11th. Swing and a miss, and he comes back and strikes out Tommy Edman. Good recovery.
Really good recovery. That ought to help his confidence a whale amount. A little chase of a ball out of the strike zone, but it goes down as strike 3.
If I'm Iglesias, I'm pitching mad right now.
Well, you want your closer to feel like he's bulletproof, that he walks out there and he puffs out his chest and he can look around the field and say, I'm the guy on the mound and I'm going to carry you through this inning. And there are times when Iglesias can do that. And there are times when relievers hit a rough spot. Things go the wrong way. And it's been like that the last few times out for Rysel. Can turn it all around right here tonight.
1-1 pitch.
Oh.
That has been a strike often tonight. Not this time. 2 balls and 1 strike. Paints the outside corner at 98. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back punch-outs for Rysel. Andrew Kisner standing in the way of a 1-2-3 inning for Iglesias and a victory. Kisner 1 for 3. Hit a 2-run home run back in the 3rd. One of 8 call-ups today by the Cardinals. And a 1-0 pitch. That last pitch has been a strike a lot tonight. Working quickly is Iglesias. 2-1. Two and two. Reds are hoping that guy doesn't get to the plate. 2-2 pitch.
You missed with a high breaking pitch right there. Now you throw him a good one. You drop down like Rysel likes to do. You start at about knee high, outer third, and no way that Kisner will be able to put the bat on it.
2-2 again. Swing and a miss.
Heater by him.
He struck him out, and Iglesias gets back on the beam, and the Reds salvage something out of this 4-game set, taking the finale 5-3. They get home runs from Irvin and Senzel, and the 14th victory of the season for Luis Castillo. And as promised, our Miller Lite Hold True moment in the 9th. After a tough night at the yard last night, and really a tough season overall for Iglesias. Strikeouts of Edman, Bader, and Kisner. And he nails down the save. And the Reds will go home with a little bit better feeling after this one. Reds Live, the post-game edition. Brian Gieseslaw, Sam LeCure standing by here on Fox Sports Ohio.